Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing night street photography with my Sony Zeiss 55mm lens. The Copenhagen Light Festival is currently running and there are many cool light installations around the city. I have selected a few I will photograph in this short POV video, so follow along for the next 8 minutes. People who follow this channel know that I have a Sony A7C that I paired with the Sony Zeiss 55mm 1.8 lens. So my settings are that I always shoot in manual mode. The ISO is between 100 and 3200. The focal length is the lowest where possible. The shutter is gonna be different as well. It's gonna be between 150 and 2000 depending on how much light there is. And the white balance is set to 3400 Kelvin. So the most important settings is the ISO and the focal length. So I set it to 1.8, but in order for me to capture a sharp photo, I might have to bump it up to between 4.0 or 5.6. And for the ISO, the lower the better, but sometimes if it's dark and I'm also doing night photography, I have to bump it up as well. As you notice, this light installation is a bit darker than the two previous. So I'm just checking my settings and making sure that they are dialed in correctly. This light installation lit up the bridge at the very far end. It was very hard for me to capture anything decent with the 55mm lens. A tighter focal length would have been better for this type of photography. This light installation was also a bit difficult to capture. The lights were moving around and the colors were changing rapidly. I tried to move around and try to capture the photo from different angles and perspectives, but I think I managed to capture a decent photo nevertheless. This is the same light installation that I tried to take photo of before. So I'm much closer now, and I think a 55mm focal length is better at this distance. So my final thoughts on this POV and catching night lights. First of all, the 55mm focal length might not have been the ideal lens for this kind of photography. I have a 24mm, and I believe that would have been a bit better to capture the whole light installation. So the second thing is the many of the light installations, they were changing color quite fast. So I found myself changing and dialing in my settings in order to capture a decent photo. But nevertheless, I think the 55mm did a good job, and I came home with a few good shots.